Hi, I'm Mark McPherson. This is one of my videos in a series I'm doing about some of the mistakes that people make when they're trying to handle tough conversations. What I'm talking about today is what I call mistake number 2. It's about psychoanalyzing and speculating. And it's all about guessing, trying to work out what's going on in someone's mind, what are their motives, what's behind their behaviour, rather than dealing with simply the behaviour itself or dealing with the topic you want to talk about. So, for example, let's say somebody thinks that, oh, they're jealous, that's why they want my job, or that's why they're behaving like that, or whatever it happens to be. So that's a rather obvious example where we think we know what's going on. Someone does something and people say, oh, they've probably got problems at home. Well, maybe not. But if they're bringing those problems to the workplace, or their behaviour there deserves a tough conversation, then you need to stay away from what's happening at home and just talk about their behaviour. That's objective, it's much safer for both parties. Another example is, let's say you're unhappy with someone's behaviour or whatever it happens to be, and or whatever it is you want to talk to them about in a tough conversation. You say, oh look, John, I really admire your confidence. Sometimes it's a bit misplaced, however. Once again, you are guessing what's going on inside their mind. Maybe it's their confidence, maybe it's their self-esteem, maybe it's some other psychological attribute or characteristic. But my point is this: why bother saying it? I think there's 4 reasons why you shouldn't say it. First of all, I'm not sure what the point is. If you really want to talk to them about a sensitive issue, their behaviour, or they're not getting the promotion, or whatever it happens to be, let's just stick to that, shall we? So often there's no real point to it other than just saying stuff. Now, it's not that it may not be true. You could be spot on, but I don't think there's really a point to it. Now, on top of that, you could actually be wrong. And this is the problem when you start saying this sort of stuff. You could be wrong. The last thing you want to do in a tough conversation is have a discussion with someone about when John comes back and says, oh, actually, I'm nowhere near as confident as what people think. People think I'm confident, but really I'm actually quite shy underneath it all and lacking in confidence. So you could be wrong, or you could just get into some sort of debate. On top of that, you could actually detract from what you've actually got to say. Okay? So if you're, first of all, there's no point. Secondly, you could be wrong and way off track, and you've based all these strategies on it. The third thing is that you're just detracting from what you've really got to talk about. And the fourth thing is you actually can end up sidetracked way down a path you really don't want to be when you get into a discussion about their confidence or whatever it happens to be. So I think psychoanalyzing and speculating, maybe they're heavy words, but that's what I call it, when we crystal ball gaze into why are they doing this, what's going on behind them, their behaviour. I think it's dangerous because you can just make mistakes. Usually there's not a point to it. You can detract and you can get sidetracked into a whole debate about their confidence or otherwise. And you find yourself going, look, John, I really didn't want to talk about your confidence. What I really need to talk about is your behaviour at the staff meeting today when you blah, blah, blah. So you end up having to get back to the real issue after all. So you may as well just start there. That's what I think. Others might disagree. I just think it's dangerous ground and you're best to steer away from it if you can. All the very best. Thanks for tuning in. All the very best to you and your family. Look after yourselves. If you'd like to have a chat about how to handle tough conversations, better still how to master them, please give us a call. Go to the contact page of my website. Plenty of ways to get in contact with me there, and let's have a chat soon. All the very best to you.